Diaphragmatic breathing. You know, we're all breathing, right? We're sitting here and breathing and it's making a difference. However, most people, and women are the worst, don't breathe effectively, especially when we're in pain or when we're stressed. How many people have introduced themselves to their diaphragm? All right, many of us don't even know it's there, and I treat people and it's actually seized. And it's common nature when we're in pain or we're stressed to hold our breath. I really encourage you to explore your diaphragm. A quick little exercise. I'm going to put this down. I want you to put your hands on your side of your rib cage. I want you to sit in your chair with your back straight, preferably supported. Legs uncrossed, knees at 90 degrees. And you're going to, with me, take a big, deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Notice and feel that rib cage coming out. If you don't, let's do it again. In through your nose, expand that rib cage and out. Now, here, a lot of us are doggy panther. When we get upset or stressed, we breathe up here. Not only does that make us hypoxic, it can make us dizzy for more reasons than we already are. And we need to engage our full thoracic cage. So this time, put one hand here, one hand on your chest. You're going to take a deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth, making sure you're breathing right up here. It's work. Do it again. And out. Lastly, and most difficultly, put your hand on your tummy. Now, you know, as women, we all have to have these nice flat tummies. Do you know one of the largest, quickest selling things on the Shoppers Network? What's it called? Shopping Channel? Spanx. That's great. We gotta sometimes, you know, look our best in the clothes we wear. We want to be, but I'm going to take your thinking right upside down. When we breathe, the tummy should come out. That is not something we want to do normally, and that's not something we think to do. So let's do this again. This time here and on your tummy. Deep breath in. When you come in, your tummy comes out. Look, look. And then in. How many people feel dizzy? Be honest. It is not a bad thing. Being dizzy like that is often a sign that when we're not getting oxygen properly through our body on a regular basis, because we're holding our breath half the time. One of the body's innate way to manage stress is to hold it. When you were in labor, what were you taught to do? Breathe. When you give birth, what are you taught to do? Breathe. Scream. When you are a mother, you're just taught to keep going. And we forget that diaphragmatic breathing is very, very important. 1 in 4 females over the age of 50 and at least 1 in 8 men are believed to have osteoporosis. This is Canadian. 1.4 million have it and 2 million are at risk of developing that. Those are scary stats. Look at these. These are even scarier. And this is not to be depressing, but I totally believe that knowledge is power. And if we understand what the risks are and we open our eyes, we can give ourselves the opportunity to make a difference in our health. Of the people over 50 that have suffered a hip fracture, 1 in 4 die due to post-op complications. 2 out of 4 will require some form of assisted living. Look how old this person is. 50. I will be 46 next month. Not a good thing, and only 1 in 4 will return to independent living. Why do I want to share this? Because what are we going to do to make a difference? Well, certainly exercise. Walking, one of the best things you can do. Leading by example for your kids. Taking that stroller and getting outdoors. Or in the mall if you have to when we have a winter like we did. Really important. There's no cure for osteoporosis, but certainly you can lower your risk, and that's really, really important. Calcium and vitamin D, please be aware of smoking. When I talked about Dr. Christy Prowse, one of the things when I walked into her office, she made me do a 14-page survey. She asked every question you can imagine. And she looked at me when I came into the room and she said, "You're probably thinking, like, what else could I possibly ask you?" when, you know, I've already asked you 14 pages of information, and I said to her, bring it on. Because I'm here not because I just want status quo, but because I want to thrive. And I've done a lot of hard work. And what was very cool, about a year and a half ago, started a nutritional cleansing program. And I'm a science girl, and I'm a bit of a skeptic. And I have to totally believe in something, understand the science, and see the results. I went to my family doctor and I said, okay, this menopause thing, it's affecting my sleep. I don't know if any of you relate to this, but I've never suffered from a lot of anxiety. And then when I went through menopause, I had a feeling, and this is the way I described it, it was like I had a vibration in my chest. Just a feeling of anxiousness. I didn't know really how to describe it. I woke up in the morning and for no particular reason, I just kind of felt this physical uneasiness. And I didn't like it. Of course, my bowel had never been good, and with menopause was worse. I had, the first time ever, not a headache sufferer. 3 months postpartum with both my children, I had migraines. I don't have a typical aura. I lose my hearing. Only 26% of people have that aura versus the visual. I get the vestibular, lose my hearing thing. Lots of fun. When I went through menopause, that's how I went through menopause. I jumped off the cliff without my hormones, literally, overnight. Had a 12-day cluster migraine. They were testing my brain and doing all kinds of things, and I kept saying to them, it's hormones, I know it is. And now, occasionally, I'm suffering with migraines. Never had them before. So when I went to them, I said, I want help. And after doing nutritional cleansing for just a month, not only did I see marked, significant improvement in my bowel function, getting rid of toxins. Would you agree that we have a lot of toxins in our world? And I'm not an extremist. I live life. I love to cook. I like nice wine. I loved balance. But there are a lot of toxins. Our skin is our biggest organ. We slather stuff on and don't think anything of it. A great website, if you want to write this down, it's a great resource. Environmentalworkinggroup.org is a group of physicians in the US, and I see some recognition, yes. Fantastic. They've studied over, I think it's up to, I don't know how many thousands of products that they've studied on the level of toxicity in these products. And you can go, and I did, beware, vanity is something with women. I'm not going to throw out all my cosmetics, but knowledge is power. When I punched in a bunch of the things in my medicine chest and looked at the toxicity level inside some of my products I was putting on my skin and on my children, it was mortifying. And you know, within the first 30 days of doing nutritional cleansing, and I'm not talking weird bowel cleanse where you're running to the bathroom and howling at the moon. I'm talking cellular cleanse. In fact, I was at a panel yesterday with a whole panel of doctors, some of the leading world experts, talking about this very topic. And within 30 days, my bowel function significantly turned around. Remember I told you my C. diff story? I had liver enzymes that were elevated because I had so many antibiotics in my body for that period of time. For the 2 years after I was trying to get those enzymes down, my doctor and I just couldn't get it. I started the nutritional cleansing. I got a phone call from my doctor because I had my physical, and he said, come on in. He said, Margaret, I want to understand what you're doing. I said, why? What's wrong? He showed me my blood work. My liver enzymes completely normal. He said, oh yeah, and the patient you sent last week that's diabetic, whose morning sugars are now normalized, and the guy the week before whose cholesterol has come down, oh, and my office manager who's lost 89 pounds, all from making sure that we're doing cellular nutritional cleansing, made a difference. That feeling in my chest, gone. I went away last March break, didn't take my stuff with me. Within 1 week, that feeling came back. So when I walked into Dr. Press's office, and she said to me, bravo. And she said, you know, you really do have to do cleansing. And she said, I'm looking at you, you're doing an amazing job. Well, she recommends to all of her patients this program that I do. So please be aware of what you're putting in your body. It does make a difference. And of course, weight-bearing activity. Dehydration, I see in my practice every day. People are dehydrated. Signs and symptoms of dehydration: muscle fatigue, lack of concentration, complexion breakouts, bowel issues. I can go on and on and on. How much water should we drink? You know what? Here's a quick and easy tip. Now this is at rest and without tremendous stress, but I love this little tip. Take your body weight in pounds, divide it in half, and that's the amount of water you should drink a day. Your body pounds, divide it in half, And that's approximately, now, if you're exercising, of course, you need to take that up. If you're nursing, of course, hydration needs to go up. If you're under tremendous stress, it needs to go up. But as a baseline, that's important. Yes?
Liters, ounces?
Ounces, sorry. Caffeine does dehydrate. I'm not saying it's the root of all evil, but please be aware of what it does not only to our skin, our bowel, our energy levels. Think about having water, and then I use a natural organic electrolyte drink that's made with organic beet and orange juice. It doesn't sound, it sounds disgusting, it tastes delicious. There's no preservatives, no sugars, diabetics can take it, and what I love about it, there's no dyes, and instead of a Gatorade for our children, which is, sorry if anybody works for Gatorade, I apologize, but I'm really not a fan. I put it in a bottle of water like this. It's a stick that you can put in, thank you. You can shake it up. It's a wonderful electrolyte drink, and for those women, all of us need B vitamins, especially for those of us in menopause or perimenopause. It's full of B vitamins, and when I was talking about elite athletes, they are using this like crazy. I've got some free hand-up freebies if you'd like to come and get one from me afterwards. But you think about drinking water more. If you're starting to feel tired, go for water instead of the caffeine. Our WOW production team is about to launch a very cool, interactive online tutorial series called Live Well, Learn How. It's both a parenting series, so my entire baby massage workshop will be available at the click of your fingertips in your home, but also a series of wellness workshops. The first one's digestive health. Why? Because almost every person I treat, this is an issue. Irritable bowel, constipation, diarrhea, upset stomach, you name it. It sounds like a commercial, right? Yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah, that's right. We should be playing that. It wreaks havoc on everyone, and it's so important. Of course, you know about flaxseed, and once again, cleansing your body of toxins will make a huge difference. When I look at women, I say, what fires you up? And I get this. I don't know. And they'll start listing off, well, my work this and my children that. And I said, no. What fires you up? Women that are multitasking like all of us are. We're wonderful mothers, we're great professionals, we're wonderful daughters, hopefully good friends. We often lose ourselves in this society, and we forget what fires us up. We forget what's going to help us to thrive mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially, because we just settle for what becomes the norm. If you wake up every day and you can't quite, if you look like this, you can't quite turn your neck, and you're doing this until you get to the shower, and you're kind of through your entire day like this, and when someone looks at you and says, what fires you up? And you don't have an answer, I want to first of all say you're not alone, but you don't have to be there. You don't have to be there. Ladies, it is never too late to think outside the box and dream big. Thank you so much for your time and energy this morning. For those of you, for MommyTalks, I would like to offer a MommyTalks discount coupon as a pre-launch sale for the women in this room. So the first tutorial is going up very shortly, both on baby massage and on digestive health. With permission from Jane, and thank you for that. I've got a booklet. If you want to give me your name and your email address, you will be sent a coupon and be one of the first eyeballs to view this phenomenal tutorial. I'm very proud of it. It's multimedia rich, very innovative. Please follow us on Facebook and Twitter. And wowliving.tv. We've got a few shows coming up, one on your healthy home, another one's coming up all about women's health. And it's an interactive show. We did this with CBC where we did a cooking show. That's another thing happening. Live, well, we did a live tweet chat. So people were Facebooking. We had an audience. People were Facebooking and tweeting in questions. Cooking at home with us while we cooked live. We're doing some really cool interactive things. Please stay in touch. I learned from all of you. And have a wonderful day and a healthy week.